103.5 FM.
This is on 103.5 FM. Up next is Transport and Tourism Express.
A very beautiful afternoon to you from the city of Ibadan. Welcoming you to Honor 103.5 FM again. I hope you're having an eventful day wherever you're listening to this great radio dial Honor 103.5 FM. Yeah. 2 days to the end of the year. Perhaps let's say one more day to go. And I somehow also believe in last minute miracle, believing that all that you've looked forward to will come to reality even within the short period of time that is left in the year. I'm welcoming you to Transport and Tourism Express, a program where we get to look at issues of public importance in the transport and the tourism sector.
Where the sun never.
My name is Victor Oyejide, and again I must thank you for your support all through the year, standing in by yours, contributing to issues of public importance that we bring to this public space on a 103.5 FM. You know, we get to look at issues of public importance, real life situations that affect real people like you and I on the street when it comes to transport and tourism. Touching in on both the inbound and outbound tourism, touching in on road transport, land transport, particularly road and rail sector in these, touching in air transportation, and also not forgetting the water transportation, the inland and the inland waterways and the maritime sector. Quite a lot has happened in the year within the last 1 year. 2024, if you're to do a review of 2024, a lot has happened in the transport sector. The same way, quite a lot of things have happened in the tourism sector within the year 2024. You're listening to 7 Lives from beautiful Nubia, and this is beautiful, a great tune coming your way right again from Honor 103.5.
Look into my high sun, you were born to be great. So in the twilight, I went home behind.
Let me inform you that you have the opportunity to watch us live on Facebook, facebook.com/Honor 103.5 FM, and also on YouTube. Just go search out Honor 103.5 on YouTube. You get to catch up on our program and our daily broadcast for the day.
I'm an African child,
Today on the program, and as usual, every time, many a times, I have Rufus Osunsami on the program today. Thank you for joining us again, Rufus Osunsami. Thank you for coming on air, and thank you for your support all through the year.
It's my pleasure.
Thank you.
Mother called me down into.
Today will not be different, but maybe a bit different actually, because we get to do a review of some of the activities within the short period of time that we have that happened in the year 2024 within the transport and also the tourism sector. And this would actually also maybe touch on some major news that happened during the course of the week. Just briefly, quite a number of things that had not happened before in 2024 showing up this particular week. Some of these things which are actually too sad, and though not happening in Nigeria, but we see that across Nigeria. But again, we get to look at the tourism sector and the transport sector on the review in the last 1 year. I keep it locked down. I go on the short musical break, and when I'm back, we get deep into the program. Keep it locked down. They're still on 103.5 FM.
Crying on the streets, automobiles making noise. The land is growing dry and weak, spirits dying low. The forefathers calling me, I never tire, never weaken. The pride in me is bursting loose. I'm an African boy. My father called me down behind the tree. He said, prostrate at my feet and say a few prayers. Then he told me all the stories of my brave ancestors. He said, look into my high son, you were born to be great. So in the twilight I went home behind my father with hope, listening to the songs of birds, whispers of the night. I was singing, seven, hey, 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 hey.
Seven lives and one
over and over and over and over and over and over and over. I'm an African child, Mother called me down into her heart. She said, lay upon my bosom and say a few prayers. Then she told me to go forward, never looking back. The spirits are with you, and you guys, you will never fail. So I go into the world, into the deeps, into the wild. In the marketplace I dance, the sound of bata dancing. 7 jumps, 7 wriggles, 7 carries, 7 knots, 7.
Welcoming you back to Honor 103.5 FM. You're still listening to Transport and Tourism Express. Quickly, I will start from this news coming from the transport sector, where we have information that are not too good a news, actually. Something I'm also not pleased about. We've had scenarios of incident and accident in the final days of 2024. The final days of 2024 has actually been quite devastating for aviation, with multiple tragedies claiming over 200 lives, as some of the world's largest aviation crew community standing together and united by wings, honoring those affected and supporting the colleagues within the space. If I to do a quick recap of some of the incidents, none of these actually happening in Nigeria, but this is the news that happened in the world. On the 23rd of December, we had a Swiss flight LX1885, which is an Airbus 8220-820. Made an emergency landing in Austria, which happened due to smoke in the cabin. We had one crew member who is on life support, and another hospitalized, but recovering. We had about 13 passengers that also sustained minor injury. On the 25th of December, which is on Christmas Day, Azerbaijan airline flight Jet28243 also crashed near Akato airport, that's in Kazakhstan, and after failed landing attempt in dense fog and being hit by external explosion over Russia. From that, we had about 38 fatality and 29 survivors, including 2 cabin crew members. Again, on the 28th of December, we had the KLM flight KL1204, which is a Boeing 737-800 experiencing hydraulic issue and skid off the runway after an emergency landing in Norway. All 76 passengers, thankfully, and 6 crew members were unarmed. The same way, on the 28th of December, an Air Canada flight was also affected, down to yesterday, where on the 29th of December also, where we had a Boeing 737 belonging to Jeju Air Flights crashed at Mount International Airport at South Korea after the landing gear failed. From what we had, only 2 cabin crew of the 181 on board survived. making it the worst air disaster on Korean soil. Again, these strategies reminds us of the vital role pilots and flight attendants play as sky heroes, and really often risking their lives to ensure passenger safety. Personally, we all know that bravery and the memories of those we've lost in that whole scenario. I think about 5 different incidents just in the last 7 days, which has really happened. That's so devastating, and really pray that safety would all experience blue skies, safe landing, and safe taking off in the year 2025. And again, would have repeated issues like this. I think generally aviation flights in Nigeria has relatively been safe. We've not really had accidents or terrible cases of incidents in Nigeria in this year. I really believe the coming year also will be better off. I need to go on the short commercial break, and when I'm back, we get to talk deeply. Thank you. Keep it locked down. This is still Honor 103.5 FM.
What's this? On 103.5 FM.
lótìtọ́ ni bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni gọ́níyà fíjì ìròyìn tó àmójúbà gbogbo aláfẹ́ ayé tó dé Subcam Leading Hotel and Suites ló ń ròyìn wípé ìgbádùn sóde síbi kan ju bìkan lọ. Subcam Leading Hotel and Suites, elegantly and centrally located in a secured and serene environment. Our facilities include cozy rooms and suites, spacious event and conference hall. Our restaurant serves delicious intercontinental and local cuisines, while our bar is stocked with all kinds of assorted drinks. Ní Subcam Leading Hotel and Suites, iná wa kì í ṣẹ́jú nígbà kọ̀ọ̀kan. Ètò ààbò gbópọn falala lẹ́ẹ̀ma lo Wi-Fi ọ̀fẹ́ láì níkọ̀sẹ̀. There is also laundry service and fully equipped gym. Seeing the say is believing. Visit Subcam Hotel and Suites today at Plot 3 Mechanic Scheme opposite New Garage off Ijebu-Ode Expressway, Ibadan, Nigeria. Telephone 090-6466-7569 and 090-4821-8600. Subcam Leading Hotel and Suites. In hospitality, we lead.
Attention all citizens. For your safety and security, please be advised to refrain from boarding unknown and unauthorized vehicles for transportation. Recent reports have shown that some of these vehicles may be operated by unverified individuals who may have ulterior motives, putting your life and property at risk. So to avoid any potential harm, always opt for licensed and reputable transportation services. Before you enter any vehicle, ensure it is licensed and registered, driven by a verified driver who is in a good condition. And when you notice that it's really late, please make sure to look for a nearby church, mosque or hotel to lay your head till the next day. We know you are so desperate to get to your destination so bad, but it's better safe than sorry. This announcement is not just for the safety of the passenger, it involves that of the drivers themselves. The passenger you selflessly want to help might be someone who has evil intentions. Remember, your safety is our top priority. Let's all be vigilant and careful in order to avoid casualties from unforeseen circumstances. This message is brought to you by Honor 103.5 FM.
Honor 103.5 FM. What's this? Honor 103.5 FM.
Welcoming you back to Honor 103.5 FM, and on the program today, like I earlier mentioned, we'll be reviewing some of the major activities that has happened in the 2025 the year 2024, basically looking at tourism and also the transport sector. Even to start really from tourism, when we talk tourism, we look at both the inbound and outbound tourism, looking within Nigeria, narrowing it down to your state, and outside Nigeria. Quite a lot had happened in this space, with a lot of festivals, with a lot of events, a lot of policies actually being formulated, change of government and leadership, and quite a lot of people that had actually experienced different things in this space. On the program today, I'll be speaking with Dr. Omololu of YTHLF, who will be speaking as to some of the major issues that has happened in the sector within the last 1 week. It's a pleasure to have you on air, Mr. Omololu. Dr. Omololu, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me on the program.
Thank you for joining us. You are a major expert. You are a professional in the tourism sector. And it's important that as players, as individuals in this space, you've contributed your own quota to the industry within the last 1 year. Let's take a look at the reviews of some of the major activities that has happened in this space within the last 1 year.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Victor, and that's a very good question from you. I must compare 2024 will have been a better year for Nigeria as far as tourism development is concerned, and it was just unfortunate that even though we started late due to the non-availability of the minister there, that was the former minister of tourism. I'm talking about Lola Adijon. At the earlier stage of the year, she was not available due to one reason or the other, I think illness. But on getting back to her feet, the woman is feeling, and she has been carrying all the stakeholders along, doing the needful, attending various events, having regular meetings with the stakeholders, with the hope of projecting and setting great agendas for Nigeria in 2024 and of course in 2025. Unfortunately, and I have to repeat again, or I be very unfortunate that the minister has to be removed by the minister of tourism that we have been agitating for several years, and that was created by the Honorable by our President Tinubu, was eventually scrapped again. So at the end of the day, the minister was removed, the ministry was scrapped and made to merge with the current Ministry of Arts and Culture and
that's actually that's a very big blow for the ministry, for the tourism sector in the year 2024.
For tourism development in Nigeria, I must confess. And I have to really with you, like I said, 2024 will have been a better year because we have some notable and formidable events in the industry that were organized by experienced stakeholders. If I'm going to start it here, we have the major event that honors to be the ICA, International Hospitality and Tourism and Eco-Sustainability Forum that was organized in Abuja. That happens to be one of the major events that normally start in tourism events in Nigeria. Well packaged, and it was a success.
In Oyo State also, we had the International Tourism Summit that also came up.
Yes, I also hosted International World Tourism Forum, and it's going to be and if you can collect that tourism summit organized and hosted by the local government already set some great data for tourism development in the city. And if you look at it, we are going to see that since after the study, lot of development has been
very true. Very true.
Why the study actually opened the eyes of the stakeholders and some of the investors and the tour operators to the tourism potentials of these states. I think that may I want to put into a flashback. You know that after the tourism summit hosted by the state, the has not been the same again. The tourism activities in that territory, in that area, has really increased. Why the traffic of the tourists to the arena can not be on the heritage. So that kind of a solid.
Thank you for this feedback. If we're to look at it in 2025, what is the expectation like in Oyo State and in Nigeria generally?
Yeah, from if Oyo State can key into the highlights, the points, realize or engage, advice from the stakeholders that pursue to their participated as just solid and well implemented. I think Oyo State is going to be one of the leading states on the Nigerian tourism map.
So in Nigeria now, with looking at what has happened, the merger with the Ministry of Arts and Culture, what is the fate of tourism in Nigeria as a globe? On the global level?
On the global level, I think Nigeria is standing on it's having a brighter approach. You want to know why I say it? In 2025, that is next year, that will be entering in the next few days, Nigeria will be hosting UN Tourism, United Nations Tourism CAF meeting again in 2025.
Wow.
This has never happened in the history of tourism
In Nigeria.
Tourism history, even in Africa.
Oh.
Nigeria to be hosting UN tourism events in the last 3-4 years, 3 times. I can read it. So I think in 2022, Nigeria hosted, in 2019, Nigeria hosted UN tourism CAF meeting, while in 2022, they hosted another one. And go on below, in 2025, Nigeria will hosted UN tourism CAF meeting. It's going to be tourism map as far as tourism is concerned globally.
Thank you very much, Dr. Molulu. Thank you for speaking with us today on the program.
Yeah.
Dr. Molulu is the managing editor of Travel Scope magazine in Nigeria. Like you rightly said, the tourism industry in Nigeria at the beginning was witnessing quite a number of developments, a number of initiatives coming up with Lola Adejon as the Minister of Tourism in the sector. But along the line, the sector faced a major blow with the removal of the minister and also with the merger of the Ministry of Tourism with Art and Culture. Again, we'll see what the current Minister of Art, Culture and Tourism would be able to do. We believe in a capability and we hope that something great at the Nigerian level, at the national level, I would turn up. Again, in Oyo State, quite a lot has started with so many festivals being resuscitated and we see them coming back to life. We can really just hope the Oyo State government, the Ministry of Tourism would build on this and we'll have a greater tourism development in Oyo State. Gradually narrowing it down now to transport. Looking at the transport sector in Oyo State, transport under review in the last 1 year, in the last 12 months. Quite a lot has happened at the federal level and within the state government, within the state level, perhaps even at the local government. But yeah, we'll narrow it down to the federal and the state government. And my brother Rufus Osunsami is also in the studio with me today, and we get to look at highlights of some of those major activity that happened in 2024. As you know, the transport sector is not limited to just road. It's not limited to, we have the land transportation where we have the road and the rail sector. We have the water transportation where we have the inland and the maritime sector, the inland and the maritime water. We also have the air transportation, especially those are the major ones that we have experienced, that we experience as Nigerians. But beyond that, a lot has happened in this sector, these 3 sectors within the last 1 year. It's good to have you in the studios today again. Rufus Osunsami, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, it's nice to be back.
And the final program for the year.
That's such a nice one.
How's it been for you over the course of the year?
It has been really fine. It has been good. But, I mean, change of government and especially introduction of new policies affected everything. So, but we are adapting. Nigerians, we
have a way of smiling and suffering, like they do say.
Adapting always.
A very good adaptation strategy, resilience even in face of struggle and challenges. So let's take a look at the transport sector. Before then, I want us to take a brief swipe into the rail sector. We had the Minister after the federal government declaring free train ride for Nigerians from December 28th till the 5th of January, or the 6th of January, apologies. And I think the 5th, actually. A lot of Nigerians have really been taking opportunity of these, exploring and experiencing using the train transportation. And what is your thoughts on this free train ride at a time like this?
Well, it's a good one. At least people will enjoy the benefits of a democratic government. You know, a lot of people say, "What has the government done for me?" and all of those things.
So
But
this is one of the things they
you
can.
are- I mean, if this time falls to a time whereby you are traveling where we have the rail track, I mean, this is one of the benefits of government.
And something you can really explore. I know people that do not even have something necessarily
But
to
they
do,
just, I
and
mean,
they just
went
say,
on
let's just give
excursion.
it a shot.
I mean, so that's an advantage. of
Again,
such.
I've had quite a lot of people reach out for complaints saying that, yeah, the train is there, they've not really been able to book these and that. You know, whatever is free, you have a rush, and you have a lot of people heading for these, a lot of people running for this free train ride. So, like expected, you are expected to book online for you to really do this. And again, from information gathered, if you are unable to book online, you can still try and manage to get to the train station early enough to get your details taken down, your NIM information, and your national means of identification for you to still board the train. I learned that some people are even standing in the train, immediately the seat gets filled up. And again, you have to ensure that you are booking about 48 hours ahead. I see a lot of Nigerians staying 1 a.m., 2 a.m. in the middle of the night just to see that they can secure whether the business class or the first class or the standard seats of the rails of the train. And again, you know that this free train ride, you have it across Nigeria, from Lagos to Ibadan train service, from the Warri to the Warri Itakpe train service, and the Abuja Kaduna train service, AKTS. Any of these is currently free for Nigerians. So please ensure that you are also safety conscious whenever you are using the train.
Children crying on the streets, automobiles.
All right, so I know also within the rail sector, the government in Lagos particularly unveiled some other lines after they did the blue line or the red rail line, and some other ones were also unveiled this year.
Yeah, the Lagos State government launched the red line rail this year, and then I mean, I think they are currently working on the blue line rail, and then
the purple one.
The purple one. Okay, so I mean, and afterwards they want to launch other lines. So this is I mean, a development that will really help Lagos State, knowing fully well how congested Lagos is and how difficult the means of transportation in Lagos can be. I mean, it will also reduce a lot of traffic and bring comfortability to the commuters who are going especially to long distance, people going from mainland to the highland and all of those things. So it will actually really help people.
The blue line started September 4th 2023, and within the 1 year operation of it, talking about September 2024, the blue line had carried roughly 2 million passengers, and this is an initiative of the Lagos State government. Like we said, the red line also started not too long ago. That was October 15, 2024, and this is actually on the first phase of the red line in Lagos, and this has done quite a lot, covering major corridors within that state. And again, I know that some other rail sectors say rail lines are still coming up within the rail sector in Nigeria. Some other states borrowing ideas from these and hoping to start theirs. Let's also dive into other aspects in the transport sector. In the year 2024, I know the presidential CNG initiative was officially launched this year.
Yeah, so it was launched because the subsidy on PMS was removed, and then the government was trying to provide an alternative for people, I mean, to ease the burden of transportation on people. And I think that's also a good development. If it always comes like that, that when the government wanted to, like, you know, bring new policies, they look for other means to, you know, ease the burden of the people, maybe the country will have gone far more than this. So
Okay.
and I think I've seen few people taking advantage of these things on the road, and then you see CNG, you see people, and people have also, like, you know, praised
acceptance.
how well, I mean, efficient, I mean,
The
fuel
CNG,
saving the CNG is, and all of those things. So it's quite good, a good development.
When we talk about sustainable transport, the CNG is a very good initiative actually, but the level of acceptance is still really low. Well, this is the first year of relaunching or reintroduction. Like we say, it is not a new technology, but the reintroduction into the sector and the level of publicity is getting this time is something commendable. Again, I know the federal government distributed some of the CNG buses to various states in Nigeria, from Oyo, including Oyo State. I can't remember the figures now. And the Oyo State government started using it, right?
Yes, yeah. So you know, even in Oyo State here, so it will also, you know, it will also increase the number of buses that are commuting areas. You know, sometimes when I move in the night and I discover that there are just a lot of people outside, no cars to carry them. Private owners, I mean, commercial vehicle owners are gone. I mean, so you will discover that there is still a lot of gap to fill in transportation,
In the
which
transportation
government is trying
sector.
to do.
Okay, pretty well. I know the Omitutun bus, Omitutun's transport system got some of those buses that they are now using on the Lagos Ibadan route. Let's look at some of the hands within the transport sector. What else happened in the transport sector in the year 2024?
Yeah, the Oyo State government, you know, is currently working on the upgrade of the airport.
Yeah.
Which, you know, we talked about on the program, that will, you know, that will attract tourists into the state.
Upgrading it to international standard.
International standard, yes, to attract tourists into the state, both from other states and even from outside the country, and of course, generate revenue for the state to, you know, to also develop other areas of the economy.
That's aside some other, that's touching on the air transport in Oyo State. And I think in Oyo State we had quite a number of road developments connecting regions together.
Yeah, and even here in Ibadan. Okay, I think this year the Ibadan and Isheyin was commissioned. I think they are currently working on linking Ogbomosho to Isheyin and all of those places. So they are also working on intercity road and all of those, which we actually, you know, these places are food baskets where, I mean, food coming into the town, and it will also help. It will help a lot of areas. So even in Ibadan here, if you are going, I mean, when you are going, you discover that the state government is, I mean, repairing a lot of roads, I mean, inner roads, and then it's a good development actually. You know, it's like an Operation Zero Portal, which is a welcome initiative.
A commendable one. Okay, so again, the Oyo State government is doing a lot, linking up major regions or major places within Oyo State together. But like he mentioned, there's a need to gradually focus on these inner roads that we also have in Oyo State. We can see a lot of scrapping of some of these roads and relaying some attractive content, and not just to get it better or maintain it well. But again, these inner roads also need attention, especially in the year 2025. Still at the federal level, talking about roads, I think this year we also had the Calabar, Lagos
Calabar coastal road. So well, I think according to what I heard, they said they've started work at Lagos end of the road.
Yes,
but I mean, they are yet to start the work
fully from the Calabar end.
So, but one thing I just think about the road is that if it is done, it will be, I mean, it will be good for the economy. It will, I mean, help a lot of things. But the federal government should also look into the roads that were available already, like the roads that were being made, but are not good again. I mean, we have several federal government roads in Nigeria like that. I mean, I think there was even one the Oyo State government was talking about in Oyo State that was complaining that to get approval to do a federal government road is such a long process, and then that's why Oyo State is taking up the responsibility to
Of
even
doing
do
this.
some federal government road themselves. So I think federal government should look into roads that have been made already, but they are not in good condition, so that people can easily move from one state to another.
Thank you very much. Infrastructural development is key, especially in year 2025. And we really hope that government at all levels, the state government, the local government, even federal government, would really give more attention to ensure that infrastructures are put in place to enhance ease of movement. And a lot also happened in the water transportation sector in Nigeria. Generally, we had quite a number of boat capsizing, especially in the northern region. We had cases of deaths of some major Nollywood actors and actresses also that were making use of the road, the water transportation. Quite a lot happened also within that space. And at this point, it's a big pleasure joining us within the last 1 year of 2024 on the Transport and Tourism Program. A very big thank you to you, our listeners, who are joined us during the course of the year, ensuring that we are still coming, because if you were not listening, definitely there's nothing for us to say. A very big thank you also to all our guests, all our distinguished guests within the course of the last 1 year who had participated, shared their thoughts, shared their expertise, opinion on a subject of public importance in the transport and tourism sector. And with this, we'll call it quit for the year till next year, January, when we come back on the program Transport and Tourism Express. You can expect to hear a different version, a modernized, a well improved program by the time we come back in the coming year. This is from me to you, signing out of the program Transport and Tourism Express. Rufus, your final words for the year.
Yeah, even as the year, goes to an end, I want to encourage everyone to be careful on the road, and of course, in any means of transportation, we should be careful and take safety precautions. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much also, Rufus Osunsami, for always contributing on the program Transport and Tourism Express. My name is Victor Oyejide, and like I say, if you drink, please do not drive, and if you drive, ensure that you do not drink. The year 2025 is just few days ahead. We really appeal to you. Please stay safe. Till next year, I love you.